Hey, this is Richard with a quick review of Villa Cora, one of the most acclaimed hotels in Florence, Italy.
Villa Cora is unusual among Florence's top hotels in that it's located up a hill on the south side of the Arno River, a long way from the historic city center and popular attractions like the Uffizi Gallery and the Duomo. The villa was built around 1870 and spent its first 90 years or so as a home to wealthy elites like Napoleon III's widow, Empress Eugenia. It opened as a hotel in 1960. Its 46 rooms and suites are distributed across three buildings on the property: the Villa, the smaller Villino Eugenia, and the gatehouse La Follia.
My wife and I stayed in a basic room at the Villino Eugenia for a couple of nights in the late spring. This was our second visit to Florence in as many years.
Last time, we stayed near the city center in a boutique hotel called Palazzo Castri 1874. This time, we wanted something away from the hustle and bustle of the city, and after some research, we landed on Villa Cora, one of Condé Nast's best hotels in Florence.
If you don't have a rental car, then getting to the hotel will require a taxi or ride-sharing service.
It's a 10 to 15 minute ride from Santa Maria Novella train station, a little longer from Florence Airport. The taxi ride takes you across the Arno west of Ponte Vecchio through a busy neighborhood and then up a hill along the tree-lined Viale Machiavelli to the hotel. The hotel occupies a bucolic setting of trees, gardens, and parks, a dramatically different backdrop from the hotels around Florence's city center.
We arrived in the afternoon and were quickly checked in by the friendly staff. A couple of valets took our bags over to the Villino, which is located just across the drive from the villa.
While they did that, we wandered through the villa's high-ceilinged, wildly ornate rooms, admiring the gold leaf and the carved wood and stucco, the mirrors, chandeliers, paintings, and wallpaper. The back doors open up on a broad terrace that overlooks a garden and fountain. You pay a premium for all this history and atmosphere. Prices start at just under $500 a night for a small basic room that sleeps two, and climb from there. A junior suite will cost you almost $1,000 a night.
Our room was on the top floor of the Villino.
I was initially concerned about noise from the pool, but fortunately, we got a room facing Bobolino Gardens, a tranquil park on the south side of the property, not to be confused with the much larger Boboli Gardens down the hill. The Villino has a small lobby with an elevator and an impressive staircase. Our room at the end of the hallway was a narrow rectangle with wooden floors set in a herringbone pattern. In all my years of staying at hotels, this was the first one I'd ever seen with a canopy over the bed. It's also the only hotel room I've ever stayed in with a hand-painted fresco on the ceiling. Staff left us a complimentary box of cookies that my wife, who has celiac disease, could only watch me consume. They were really tasty. Inside the closet was an electric water heater along with packets of instant coffee, tea, sugar, and half and half. The mini fridge held a small selection of complimentary beverages, including beer, water, soda, and juice. The bathroom was well appointed but quite small, with hardly any counter space around the sink for toiletries. The shower and tub combination featured a deep tub and a rainfall nozzle overhead. 2 sets of robes and slippers were provided.
We found our room to be very quiet during our stay. Since we were on the top floor, there was no one clomping around above us, and our location at the end of the hall ensured that there was little to no hallway noise. The bed was comfortable, the temperature in the room suitable, and we slept well. The clientele during our stay consisted mostly of couples, with a few families sprinkled in.
The buffet breakfast was set up in a couple of rooms off the lobby of the villa. It was not included in our room rate and cost a hefty €40 per person. I thought it was good, but not great. There were breads and other baked goods, pizza, cereal, meats, and yogurts. On the bright side, the high price seemed to scare away other hotel patrons, and we had the place almost all to ourselves. The hotel is home to 2 restaurants and a couple of bars. We ate twice at Le Bistro, the poolside restaurant. It has both indoor and outdoor seating. I thought it was quite good, if pricey. I had the gazpacho with vegetables and bread. My wife had a cheeseburger with bacon and fries. The bistro switches over to a dinner menu in the evening. The pool is a big rectangle surrounded by loungers. On the afternoon that we checked in, it was quite busy there. All of the loungers were taken. A few people swam, but most just sunbathed. The next day, when we ate at the pool, there were only 2 other people there.
So what about that location far from the city center? Is it a hindrance? Does it detract from the experience? Well, first of all, the hotel offers a free luxury shuttle service to the historic city center.
The shuttle leaves from the front of the hotel and drops off at the corner of Piazza della Repubblica, a central location that's just a short walk from the Uffizi Gallery, Palazzo Vecchio, and the Duomo. It also picks up there for guests who are ready to return to the hotel.
There's no set schedule for it. One morning, we walked over only to find out that the shuttle had just left, so we jumped in a taxi rather than wait for it to return. The big lesson here, before you walk over to get the shuttle, call the front desk to check on its availability. Now, what if you want to walk down the hill and into the city center? Is that doable? Well, having done it once, I would say yes, it is.
What you'll want to do is walk a little ways up Viale Machiavelli to Via di San Leonardo, and then head straight downhill to the river. It's a scenic and shaded walk, much of it along the old city wall.
It's also hairy at times because the street is narrow and there's no sidewalk along portions of it. And every now and then a car will whiz by just feet away from you.
The hill bottoms out near Ponte alla Grazia, the first bridge east of Ponte Vecchio. Go north from there and you'll reach the Santa Croce Basilica, a beautiful church that's often overlooked by tourists. It's the burial place of Michelangelo, Galileo, and Machiavelli, and is decorated with frescoes by Giotto, the great artist of the early Renaissance. Head west from there and you'll reach the Uffizi and Piazza della Signora in 10 to 15 minutes.
While my wife found the walk a bit taxing, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't want to do it in the other direction. So I'd say that walking from Villa Cora into the city is feasible, but I would recommend a taxi or shuttle for the return trip. It's worth mentioning that there are benefits to staying outside of the city center.
It's quieter and more peaceful, and there is a lot to see on the south side of the Arno, including Boboli Gardens, Pitti Palace, Villa Bardini, and the gorgeous hilltop basilica of San Miniato al Monte. In the end, I think Villa Cora is a good choice for someone who's been to Florence before and has already seen the Duomo and the Uffizi and Michelangelo's David and wants to check out some new sights. It's a beautiful property with friendly, helpful staff. Our top floor room in Villino Eugenia, facing Bobolino Gardens, was small, and the bathroom was quite compact. I think it would start to feel claustrophobic on longer stays. But it's quiet and works well for 2 or 3 nights, especially considering you probably won't be spending a lot of time in the room. The poolside restaurant is excellent, the breakfast buffet decent if overpriced.
I would recommend using the shuttle as much as possible. Just make sure to check with the front desk for approximate departure times. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.